Hello everybody, this is pollyprissypantsart. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful pink sunflower using the Dutch pour technique. I hope that this helps you make your own beautiful pink sunflower as well. So let's get started. Okay, I hope you guys can see that I've already laid down my base color, which is titanium white from Amsterdam and Creative Inspirations. The color that I just showed you was primary magenta from Amsterdam. And now I'm going to be laying down a line of color right where I drew the center of my sunflower. You always want to start with the darkest color first. It's very important. Now I'm going to be grabbing my custom pink color that I mixed up. I'll have all my colors in the description below for you. This lighter pink color I'm going to lay down in a wider layer. I've noticed that if I don't put enough of the lighter pink down when I go to blow out my petals, it kind of gets lost in the white base paint. So I want to make sure that I have enough down so when I push it out with the blow dryer, it doesn't disappear in the white. I've noticed now that since I put my lighter pink down, that my darker pink, the primary magenta, is starting to disappear. So I want to make sure that I put a little bit more down so there's contrasting colors when I blow my petals out. As you can see, I put quite a bit more down. Next, I'm going to be grabbing my metallic lemon yellow from Artist Loft because I wanted a little bit of bright, but I didn't want to use gold this time. These are the only colors I'm going to use today for this pink sunflower. So of course I forgot to have my blow dryer ready for you guys. So while I'm going to grab that, I just want to take the time to thank everybody who has come to my channel to watch this video today. And also thank everybody who has subscribed to my YouTube channel. I truly appreciate all the support that you guys have given me. It means so much to me. Okay, looks like I've got my blow dryer now. So I've noticed that some of the lighter pink has gotten a little wonky. I'm just trying to even it out, take a little bit off. Make sure one side of the sunflower when I blow it out doesn't have too much pink on one side and not enough on the other. I'm taking my torch and I'm trying to pop all those air bubbles if there is any. Now I'm going to be adding some more of my white base down just to make sure when I do blow those petals out that they move and they don't get stuck. I don't like to have too much white or too much base down before I blow my petals out because otherwise it gets muddied, but just enough to make it move. Once again, I've noticed that my magenta has sunk, so I'm just adding a little bit more. Now we're ready to blow out the petals. So like I was explaining in my last tutorial, I like to start not quite in the center, but to the side. And I've got my blow dryer on low this time. I've tried to do this sunflower a couple times before, and I've noticed that if I have it on the high level, that it makes everything really muddied and I lose a lot of that pink magenta. I'm going to continue to blow my petals out on my sunflower one at a time. I try to leave a gap in between because I like to go back and blow out the center one in between these two to make that layering effect. You can see when I go back in to blow the third petal out how the magenta moves, and it almost outlines the third petal. I'm going to continue blowing these petals out, leaving a gap in between so I can go back and give it that layered look. When you're blowing these petals out, especially on low, you need to just do it slowly and be patient with it, because if you push it too fast, you're not going to be able to gather all the color you need to push it through the white, and you're going to lose all that beautiful color and detail. Now that we have this side done, we're going to go over to the other side and finish up the petals. Thank you for your patience watching this. I know that it takes a long time, but we're almost done with this part. Now that I'm all done blowing all my petals out, I'm just taking a look at it to see where I can possibly make it look a little bit better. I'm going to go in on the tips of the petals and I'm going to blow them out just a little bit more, trying to make everything look more symmetrical. Now I'm going in with my straw so I can have a little bit more control when I'm blowing the tips of the petals out. Just want to do a little tweaking, try and make it look the best that I can. I'm really glad that I have this straw to use for this because I didn't grab my stepping stool and I'm kind of short, so it's hard for me to bend over and reach over the canvas. You're going to see me going around the canvas so I don't dip my dress into the rest of the painting and ruin it. Now that I'm satisfied with the way everything looks, I'm going to grab my brown for my center. Just putting dots down. That's where my pencil was, so I know exactly how wide the center of the sunflower is supposed to be. Kind of helps give me a little bit of a direction. So here I am laying down my brown from my center of my sunflower. I absolutely love how that lemon yellow looks against that pink magenta and the brown that I use for the center of the sunflower. It's very, very bright, and it kind of breaks the center of the sunflower and the petals up. Now I'm putting brown on the edge of my canvas. Want to make sure that the sides are covered as well as the top of the canvas. Filling it in with the brown. Now I'm going to grab my palette knife and I'm going to start at the edge of the yellow and I'm going to swipe the brown towards the edge of the canvas. I want to make sure that I don't have any paint pooling up in the center right there, because when it's sitting and drying, it might start to get a little wonky, or the paint could dry uneven and you could get cracks. Swiping towards the center of the half circle, removing all the excess paint, just enough to cover it. While swiping, I've noticed that some of the brown got a little uneven. So now I'm just trying to push the brown back where it was when we first started. So everything is symmetrical. You can always go back after it dries and touch it up in areas that you are not too happy with, but I like to try and take care of it before it starts drying. Just makes it easier for me. Now I'm going to grab the torch again and try and pop some more air bubbles. Now I'm going back in with my finger tap technique that I showed you in my last sunflower tutorial, trying just to blend the brown and the lemon yellow together, just so it's a little bit softer. Coming back with my straw so I can blow the brown out, push it back where it needs to be so it's symmetrical again. I have this little tool that I got from the dollar store that I like to use. I'm going in and I am pushing the brown out, almost like making eyelashes, I would say. You can also do this with a stick, a skewer, a toothpick. It doesn't matter. You don't need a special tool to do this. I hope you can see the effect that it's giving. To me, it looks very pretty. I used this technique when I made my blue poppy flower. So I thought, you know, we'll just try it on this pink sunflower too. It took me a little while to get this all done, probably a few minutes. I went back a couple times and went in between the lines, so I had a little bit more detail. In between drawing the lines out into the yellow, I'm wiping it off with a paper towel so it's clean. If you don't do that, you'll find that you'll get other colors mixed in and it won't look so clean when you do it. Now I'm going to get the side of the canvas because I want it to look the same as the top of the canvas. Here you can see me drawing the lines in between the first layer of lines that I drew in. Again, as you can see, I'm wiping my tool off with a paper towel each time so I don't get yellow or pink muddied up in that area. It does take quite a bit of time to add little details like this, so bear with me. I didn't want to speed my video up because I wanted you to see exactly how long it did take. You just have to have patience, one little line at a time. So as you can see, I'm done putting my little details in, and I'm going to grab a straw. I'm just going to blow out a little bit of the brown, trying to make everything look as nice as I can. I'm going back in with my tool now, fixing some spots that I've missed or places that I feel need improvements on. It's always a good idea to step back from your painting and look at it, see if there's any other areas of improvement that you can make. I'm going to grab the same tool I used to put details in the center of the sunflower. And as you can see, I am trying to pull some of that magenta pink into the edges of the petals, almost trying to outline the petals a little bit more. It's probably hard for you to see on the video, but it definitely did help break the petals up a little bit. All right, we're all done with that now. I'm looking at my painting again to see if there's anything else that I can do to improve the looks of it. Looks like I found a spot of yellow that I'm just trying to remove. I'm putting down a little bit more of that brown color to cover up that spot. And next I'm gonna take my palette knife again and just smooth it out. I don't want it to be thicker in that one spot versus the rest of the center. I'm cleaning off my palette knife now. I always make sure I clean my knife every time I use it, just in case. I don't want any different colors of paint to be on there when I go and grab it and need to use it, otherwise everything's going to get muddied up. I wanted to try a different tool to make it look like there's seeds in the center instead of swiping or using metallics. I did use the lemon yellow metallic. I have a toothbrush and I just put a little bit of lemon metallic on the bristles, and now I'm going to be dipping it in to the center of my sunflower, into the brown, just moving it all around. Put some more yellow on there, let it sink into the bristles a little bit, just dipping it around. I was quite impressed by how it turned out. I didn't think that I could use a toothbrush to do this, but it worked. As you can see, it is taking me a few minutes to get the look that I want. I'm almost trying to get the light that you would see that would reflect off of the top of the seeds in the center of the sunflower. You should never be afraid to try something new. Sometimes we fail and sometimes it works out great. But you can always go back and fix the problem areas that you don't like if it doesn't work out. So don't be afraid. Think outside the box. Try new colors, try new techniques, try new tools. You might be pleasantly surprised. I'm finally done messing with my sunflower. I really like the results that I got. I'm glad that I thought outside the box and used a different tool this time. And I'm going to show you exactly how it came out. Try to give you a little close-up. I think it just looks beautiful. I'm very happy with the way it looks. I especially love the center. I love how the color goes through the edges of the petals. So pretty. Pink was a challenge for me. I have to admit it. This was probably the 4th time I think I tried to make this pink sunflower. But I never give up, and you shouldn't either. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's almost like it's glowing. I just love it, and I hope you do too. Have a great day.